All right, welcome to our first in the series of videos for our lectures today. I know this is a little bit different, but we're going to try something out here. And our next unit we're going to start talking about is going to be over electricity. So when we first start talking about electricity, first we have to give it a definition. So what is electricity? So when in the common use, like when we're just talking about it day to day, we have to give it this definition. And so electricity is what's called the presence of electric current. So I'm highlighting again, we're highlighting important terms that you need to know. So you need to know what electricity is, but we also are going to define electric current in just a second. So electricity is more than just, it's also a form of energy. And we just finished talking about all these different forms of energy over the last unit, how energy can't be created or destroyed. So that means that energy has to come from somewhere. And we're going to give electric current a definition. Electric current is the movement of electrons. Now hopefully from INS or middle school, you remember that in an atom is that little small part, and atoms have three parts of them. Atoms are made of protons, neutrons, and electrons. So electricity is the movement of these electrons around. So we're going to move these electrons over a distance. That's going to give us electric current, which leads to electricity. So let's talk a little bit more about electric current. So a lot of times we use what's called an analogy, and we talk about how much it's like moving water. So when water in a river or water in a pipe moves, it has current. So it's the same basic idea behind it. Just like if I have a bucket of water, so here's a bucket full of water, and I'm going to attach a pipe to that, and I'm going to put it up on a ladder. So it's above the ground. I can attach a pipe to that, and as the water flows out and drains out, so the water is going to flow through the pipe, come out. I'm going to hook it up to a big paddle wheel. So I've got this wheel with these water paddles on it. And it's going to make that wheel turn. So as the water comes out, it's going to turn the wheel. I could take a belt and hook that up to something up here, and I can make a machine that will do some work for me. I can make, I can hook it up to a big, I don't know, like a windmill or something, like a flour mill. This isn't. So let's try and draw a little bit better. So something like this, and a big wheel up here, and I can make that wheel turn. And if I pour grain in to there, I put the grain in, then I'll get flour out. So electric current is that same idea. We give the electrons energy. Here, right, it has potential energy. And then we get the electrons moving because of the current, and then we use that energy to do work. So we give electrons energy to move, allowing them to do work. Now, to get this to work in electricity, with electricity, we need something to do. Like here, I'm going to run out of water eventually. And I've got to have a mechanism to collect up that water down here so that I can then put it back up above, so I can then move it back up. Another bucket or something, and then I have to lift that bucket back up. But instead of doing all of that, in electricity, we're going to have what's called an electric circuit. And so this is a conducting path that connects electrical devices in which current flows. And again, electrical current is moving electricity. It's moving electrons, just like with water currents, that's moving water. So a great example is a toaster. If I take a toaster, okay, here's my toaster with my little slots on top and the handle on the side, and the plug. If you look at the end of the plug of a toaster, right, it has two metal prongs. That's a little small. Let's make it bigger so it's easier to see. It's those two metal prongs that stick out, and those go and get plugged into the wall. So one of those is a way, and that gives it a loop. So what we have with a plug, look at it this way, we're going to draw, so this is an actual drawing of a toaster up above. This is just a crude drawing. Down here we're going to draw a circuit diagram. So with this, we have the plug, and then a wire that runs out and connects with our toaster. Then a wire goes from the other side of the toaster around through a switch That would be that handle that can connect it. And back into the plug. So we've got the toaster. We've got the power switch. And we have the plug that goes into the wall. And when that switch is closed, so that it's down like there, we have a loop. And electricity can come out and flow through and go all the way around. So if the switch is closed, it's a closed switch creates a closed circuit. There's a closed circuit, then there's a path for the electricity to flow. Alright, this video is getting a little bit long, so we're going to cut it off right there. And we'll talk a little bit more about circuits next time.